And Washington in the whites takes hold of the basketball to begin this new era.
Yeah, UC Davis starts off in the zone, which is interesting. I talked to Coach Les at shoot-around. He told me they were mainly a man-to-man team.
Kai Mason stuck in the corner against that zone. Goes across the baseline to find Osabor, who draws a foul.
You could just see his strength, AJ. Osabor down there in the paint. He's a grown man. He knows how to play. He's not the most athletic guy in the world. He's not going to jump over a lot of people and dunk, but when it comes to skills, footwork, and knowing how to score the basket and draw fouls, he's one of the best in the country at it.
He was an AP All-American honorable mention and was the Mountain West Player of the Year last year at Utah State. Followed the exact same path that his coach did. He played his first 2 years under Coach Sprinkle at Montana State, where oddly enough, he was kind of a role player. And then as the stage has gotten bigger, well, he's gotten greater, the pun is intended.
Well, he only started 2 games as a sophomore, which is really, really surprising to me. And then last year, he just exploded in his junior season. As you said, he won Player of the Year in the Mountain West, and he's just improved every single year. And now he's a preseason pick by some to be Player of the Year in the Big Ten Conference and a preseason All-American, so it doesn't get any better than that.
And he comes away with a steal on that throwaway, loses it right back. And it's DeBrule, who's from Seattle. Rochak run off the stripe. Pablo Tamba poked away by Osabor from behind.
Yeah, Tamba missed DeBrule wide open in the corner. He had a wide open look for a 3, but he missed him. He's telling him about it right now.
Osabor with a face full of the second row.
Yeah, good thing no fans were sitting over there because he knocked down a couple chairs.
You know, Washington's going to try and push the pace.
Yeah, I spoke to Coach Sprinkle a couple times at practice, and they had an event called Mount Lake Madness. He was telling me his biggest concern was his point guard play, so it's going to be interesting to see if DJ Davis can deliver in that area, because we know what the guys up front can do.
That is up and in. T.Y. Johnson, who is an 1,000-point scorer over the course of 3 seasons. He's the top returning player for UC Davis.
Well, I see why he averaged 18 a game last year. That was left-handed off the glass over one of the best shot blockers in the country, Frank Kepnon. I'm not sure.
In 3 for
I'm not
Mason.
sure if he called glass on that one. He'll take it, though.
I didn't see a call, but it was in anyway. Rochak rims it in and out, and Osabor, who really can do it all, including bring the ball up, gets the rebound.
Well, this was surprising to me, AJ. You know, I didn't watch him a lot last season. I only saw him twice. Oh, nice lob.
There's your point forward play. Yeah. Osabor to Kepnon.
He can handle the rock. He can initiate the offense, and as we saw right there, he can set up his teammates for easy buckets. Great pass by the great one.
And why Jim Les was saying UC Davis needs to stop transition. Lose, Rockaway jumper from the mid-range, rebound for Mason, who throws it away. Lose stayed in the play, and Johnson runs ahead of the pack. That left-handed attempt is way off.
Yeah, that was a high degree of difficulty on that attempt, and he missed it.
Bam! Another rim run.
Yeah, right on your head. The big fella's not going to lay anything up. He's going to throw down everything. I love Big Frank Kepnon. He plays with so much passion and energy.
Went out for the season in December each of the last 2 years. That's a traveling violation on T.Y. Johnson. 7 straight points for Washington, plus the forced turnover.
Yeah, Big Ten fans get used to this right here. Osabor with a nice pass, and then Frank Kepnon. Anytime you spoon feed him in the lane, he's going to finish it with a dunk. No layups for the big fella.
Yeah, one of the few key returning players for the Huskies, Kepnon, as Mason bumps into contact, no call, and Kepnon follows it up.
Yeah, that was a lot of contact. The refs are letting them play here tonight.
An 11-2 start, 9-0 run for Washington. That is a whistle. And DeBrule drew the contact there before a potential travel.
You can see DeBrule's strength, though. He's 6'3", 190 pounds. He's a local prospect out of Seattle Academy. I was teasing him before the game. He said he had a lot of family and friends here tonight, so I know he's pumped up and wants to put on a good performance in front of all of his family and friends.
He's going to take a seat right now. Danny Sprinkle said he figures at some point Leo DeBrule probably wanted to be a Husky, so expected a great effort from him and the Aggies. There's a miss by Sevilla, but an offensive rebound. Johnson, nice fake in the air. He gets bumped off his spot and loses the ball.
Yeah, there's some contact, but the refs aren't calling the ticky-tack stuff. They're letting them play.
Ossipor charging right inside. He loses
body
control.
Contact. Yeah, some body contact, though. They're letting them go.
Stolen by Davis, helter-skelter in the early going, and Ossipor is head first into the bottom of the hoop.
Yeah, that was a tough fall right there. Hopefully he's okay. He's a big, strong body, but that was a hard fall to the floor.
Referees already signaled that they're going to
let's take a look at it. We're going to take a look at this again, ladies and gentlemen, because Ossipor isn't a above-the-rim guy, but DJ Davis tries to throw the lob. Looked like he just lost his footing and started falling even before the contact.
The previous play is under review for a potential flagrant foul.
We're going to review this, Eldridge, for the flagrant. Let's see.
It looks to me, AJ, that he just kind of lost his footing as he went up. When he started falling, if we take a look right here, there's no contact. He just jumped and was leaning backwards, so I don't think there's going to be a flagrant on this play.
Really uncomfortable with his head, his neck kind of crunching into the bottom of the stanchion there, but yeah, I didn't see much contact in the first place.
Yeah, that might be a foul, but I think that's just about it. I don't expect there to be a flagrant call.
Just in general, though, what do you make of the pace to start this game? And a lot of back and forth turnovers going each way, but Washington using it to its advantage.
Well, Danny Sprinkle wants to sprinkle a little excitement for the first time. The home fans here in Seattle are seeing his team. He has to come out and make a good impression if he's going to get some people in here. It's election night, so I knew some folks wanted to stay home and watch the results of that.
I didn't realize that.
We're taking another look at it here. We see the lob go up. He jumps, and he seems to be falling before anybody even touches him.
Common foul number 2 of the T.Y. Johnson. First foul, first team.
Well, I'm going to try and get the ref mic working down there, but clearly just a common foul.
I think that's a good call. Wasn't any contact before he started falling. A little bit afterwards, but I think a good decision by the refs.
Here's the other thing, though. When you have a guy that's 6'8", plays the power forward, and Ossipor, who we've been discussing, that loves to bring the ball up, you're inherently going to be a faster-paced team, right? Because everyone can take it and run.
Yeah, and it's a luxury because you got some guys playing the guard position that aren't true point guards. They want to run the lane and get buckets, so I know they're loving it as well.
Kai Mason found himself available and draws another foul. And that's something that Danny Sprinkle's teams have done consistently wherever he has gone, is get to the free throw line.
Yeah, they want to put pressure on the defense, as you mentioned. They're going to push the pace. And Ossipor, being able to get that rebound and bring the ball up is a luxury. Not a lot of teams have a four-man that can do that.
Mason at the line right now, transferred in from Rice. He's a four-star transfer recruit. And he was the first player to commit to Coach Sprinkle from a different institution. There wound up being 7 more guys who came in.
Yeah, he averaged 14 a game last year, so we know he can score the basketball. He's got to knock down the free throws.
Follows the miss and creates a held ball.
Yeah, no box out by UC Davis there. Coach Les isn't going to be happy about that.
Now, he said a couple of things to his team in shoot-around. You got to stop transition, and you have to stop the glass and make them score in the half court. UC Davis has not done either of those so far.
That's one of the first things you learn is to box out the free throw shooter. If they fell asleep on that possession.
Connor Sevilla to Isaiah Chappelle. T.Y. Johnson, their top option. Central Arkansas transfer. Daughtery has it stuffed by Kepnong, but the follow. Nico Rochak is fouled by Kepnong.
Well, Big Frank went for the block and nobody picked up his man. And as a result, he got the offensive rebound and has a chance to go to the free throw line and get 2 points. But good help defense by Frank. Somebody's got to recover and help him, though.
Kepnong looked really good. He looked healthy, active in the exhibition game, and has come out with a similar start, commits the foul there. But you wonder, coming off of 2 seasons, Eldridge, where he had to miss the bulk of the year with the knee issues, how he would look, and he looks pretty good.
He looks really good. You know, that was a turning point for the Washington Huskies last season. He had a big win over a high-ranked team in Gonzaga. Then he goes down, and the whole thing changed. And I actually called the game when he was at Oregon and got injured a few years ago. So it's nice to see him healthy and back out there on the floor. He's a graduate guy, so this is huge for him to have a good, healthy season.
A 12-4 start. Osibor has it poked away from behind. But a foul is called.
The professor is checking in, ladies and gentlemen. I actually thought he worked for the Geek Squad, but they're calling him the professor this year. I want him to fix my laptop, AJ, because he just looks like a guy that could do it.
Wilhelm Breidenbach is,
Yes,
I think, who you must be referring to there.
Yeah, baby.
The Nebraska transfer, so he has some Big Ten experience in the second year now with the program. Washington turns it over, but a great start for the Huskies.
Big Ten fans, get ready, because this is going to be one of the most exciting guys in the conference. The 6'11" Energizer Bunny, Big Frank Kepnon, throwing it down.
Starting this new era with one of the few constants coming back from last year, Frank Kepnon.
Well, he's off to a great start. 3 for 3 from the field, 6 points. We all know he plays with a lot of passion and a lot of energy. It's just great to see the big fella healthy and being productive out there on the floor.
And Kepnon, when he's been in the lineup, see the numbers today, 6 points, 3 for 3. Washington wins games. They're 13-5 the last 2 seasons with him. They've struggled after he's gone out for the season both of the last 2 years with leg issues in December.
Well, he single-handedly willed them to a win over Gonzaga last season. And Washington hadn't beaten Gonzaga, man, since probably the old millennium. It's been a long time. But he got injured after that, and the season just turned. So it's just really nice to see the big fella healthy and back out there on the floor producing.
He's always going to be a vocal leader when he's out there. And Breidenbach is in the game for him.
Oh, nice
Davis
steal.
applies the pressure, and Mason jumps the passing lane and slams it down.
Yeah, that was nice right there. Read the passing lane extremely well and is able to finish in transition with the easy dunk.
Already the 5th turnover for UC Davis in less than 5 minutes.
Nice move.
Hanging in the air, Tamba able to finish.
Yeah, that was a pro-type move right there by Tamba. Beautiful.
Originally played at Idaho State, then junior college for a season at Indian River State. DJ Davis gets his feet in the paint to start this possession for the Huskies. Osibor backing down on the pivot and just drag that pivot foot at some point.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at Mekhi Mason right here. Just an excellent job of playing the passing lane. He gets the steal, AJ, then it's off to the races. And nobody's going to catch him as he finishes with the easy dunk.
And there was great ball pressure from DJ Davis, who transferred in from Butler, leading up to that steal as well, making that telegraph pass.
Well, I love the way Washington is picking up full court. They're not giving UC Davis anything easy. And right now, with 14 minutes left, I was going to say they got 6 points, but now they have 9. Are they going to give him a 2? That's 8.
Well, that wasn't easy. Isaiah Chappelle, the freshman, his first career bucket. Los Angeles native, a long 2.
It's a different era, AJ. He came out of his shoe, then he just slipped it back on. I would have to tie my shoe tight, but he just slipped it back on and just went back to playing, didn't miss a beat.
Went back in as easily as it came out. Courtwright, who missed the exhibition with a concussion. Louis Courtwright dishes to Iannaccio in the baseline. Able to get something good off there. So here comes UC Davis back within 6. DeBrule draws a couple of players. Tamba to Chappelle, in and out. Rebound Osibor.
That was a great look by Chappelle. Did everything but go down. Nice looking shot.
Washington running again. Tyree Iannaccio will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old school, AJ. When my shoe came off, I had to retie it. We'll take a look at Chappelle right here as he knocks down the jumper. He comes out of his shoe, but he just casually picks it up and slips it back on and doesn't miss a beat.
So if you couldn't put it back on without retying it, would you have had to toss it there in a live ball situation?
I would have had to call a timeout. There wasn't really low quarters in my era, though. And when I played, everybody played in high-top basketball shoes that were all thick leather. I don't know if the older fans out there can remember and appreciate the days when you had to break your shoes in before you can actually wear them in the game, because if you just took the new leather shoes out of the box, AJ, you would blister up if you tried to play in them. Obviously, we're in a different era.
How would you break them in? Just like
You had to play in them a couple times during practice.
just get the blisters during practice then?
No, you would take it easy and ease into it.
I see.
You know, in practice, you're not going hard like you are in the game most of the time, but that was a great era, man. I've actually done it a few times where I didn't break them in and blistered up.
Well, speaking of new era, there's Tyree Iannacho, who has managed in his career to attend North Dakota, transfer away from North Dakota to James Madison, transfer back to North Dakota, and then transfer away again. He's playing at University of Washington, and he just made those free throws.
Well, 4-time transfer. That's the era that we're in, man. And this transfer era, guys are doing 1 year and they're relocating like it's free agency.
That was the same coaching staff at North Dakota. He had to tell them twice that he was leaving.
I bet they were happy he came back the second time and then mad he left again.
Johnson makes a long two, and UC Davis back to a 2-score game.
Yeah, T.Y. Johnson, a preseason pick for Player of the Year by a lot of folks. Like as I mentioned, averaged just under 18 a game last year. He could flat out score the basketball.
Kepnong on the turnaround, missed it. The feed there, by the way, from Zoom Diallo, who's in the game, one of the highest rated Washington recruits in recent memory. Kepnong challenges at the rim, and there's a foul called down below.
The one thing that you would like to see Frank get better at is just make a decision on when is a good time to go for the block and when it's not. Like right there, I don't think he had a chance to get that, but he goes after it anyway and he picks up a foul. Zoom Diallo, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most highly recruited players in the country. In his junior season, he was a McDonald's All-American, went to a prep school, fell down in the ratings a little bit, but when he gets to rock in his hands, you'll see why he's called Zoom, because he can absolutely fly with the basketball up the court. I really like this young man's game and can't wait to see what he can do out here on the floor. He's rocking number 9. I can't recall anybody in Husky history wearing number 9. I'm not sure if he's the first, but it's only been a few if there's been anybody. Tacoma, Curtis High School, where the great Isaiah Thomas, whose number we showed hanging in the rafters, played.
Yeah, that's pretty good territory to be. Tradition to go from Curtis to University of Washington. Someone like Isaiah Thomas has paved the way there. And Zoom Diallo, different type of player than Isaiah Thomas, but
yeah, he's a lot bigger. He really reminds me of Drew Holiday. You look at his arms, man, he's got some guns, so he spent some time in the weight room. The young fella been hitting the iron. He is lightning quick, AJ. You're going to love the way he pushes the ball up the court. Really, really athletic. Needs to work on his three-point shot. That's not the strength of his game right now, but everything else he does extremely well.
he looked good in the exhibition, and a little murky because once he went to prep school, some services changed him to a California recruit, but at one point was the top-rated recruit in the state of Washington. Osabor trying to carve out space, and that is last touched by UC Davis on the delayed call. They can't believe it.
Yeah, they really can't believe it. We're going to take another look at it and see here. Yeah, I'm not mad at him. I see why they're upset. It looked like it went over Osabor's foot.
I think it went off Osabor about 3 times since the last UC Davis player touched it, but it's early in the season for these officials too. The proverbial saying there, as that is Diallo's first bucket as a Husky.
Zoom with a nice mid-range pull-up. He did that like a pro. Came off, stopped on the dime, and knocked it down.
Johnson crosses up Breidenbach and draws the foul on Diallo.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for Wilhelm out there behind the three-point line on the point guard. He's the center. He's going to have to get some help.
It's going to be a free throw trip here for Johnson, who came to UC Davis from Loyola Chicago. Put himself back in the portal this summer, had a lot of NIL packages and offers, but he thought this was just the best fit for him to stay with UC Davis, despite the big numbers last year. Next Wednesday, stream men's hoops on Big Ten Plus when the Huskies take on Seattle Pacific. It's one of thousands of non-televised live events across the Big Ten that you can see this season on Big Ten Plus. Subscribe right now at BigTenPlus.com. It was a late add to the Washington schedule, the Division II local school, Seattle Pacific.
Yeah, that's an interesting decision. D2, They're going to come in here with house money and feel like they got nothing to lose. So that's going to be some scary games, AJ, as you already know.
You're saying check it out on Big Ten Plus.
Yes, sir. It's streaming, baby.
Louis Courtright had a look. Osibor keeps it alive. Diallo dishes to Breidenbach.
Got a nice tip pass by Zoom. And Big Wilhelm. That's nothing but money when he's wide open by himself under the rim at 6'10".
Breidenbach last year played 15 minutes a game, but it felt like he had a bigger role than that because Kepnon went down so early, and Braxton Mia had an up and down year. So Breidenbach was pushed into a big role last year and comes back this year under a new coaching staff.
Yeah, he gave UW some nice minutes, as you mentioned, last season. He actually went to the same high school as Mike Hopkins, so I was surprised when he stayed. But he decided to stay. Seems like a really nice young man. I've had quite a few conversations with him. I really like Wilhelm. I'm going to get him to fix my laptop too, AJ.
Next time. Johnson rocks away, misses. Rochak follows. And another foul on Washington. Their season opener by 7 after the first couple of timeouts. AJ Cannell, Eldridge Rakasner with you in Seattle. Debut game. You mentioned Eldridge, Mike Hopkins' departure announced just before the end of last season. Danny Sprinkle comes in.
Yeah, I think UW might have found the right guy. He's got the right name, Sprinkle, because there's always sprinkling rain in Seattle. But you talked about Makai Mason moving around. Look at Coach Sprinkle. He starts off at Cal State Northridge, goes to Montana State, goes back to Cal State Northridge, goes to Cal State Fullerton, goes back to Montana State, Utah State, and now here at the UW. His dad played football here. He told me he was extremely excited to be here with the Huskies. I was kind of alarmed when I looked at his background and saw he was born in Pullman, Wash, and I was like, well, wait a minute. That's Wazoo territory right there. But he absolutely seems to love UW. He's followed the program for years because of his dad in football. So I'm happy to see Coach Sprinkle here, and I wish him nothing but the best.
That's how much you bleed purple. You see someone who was born in Pullman, and
right there,
you're instantly concerned.
Yeah. If I was the AD, I wouldn't have hired him.
It turns out the AD came from Pullman as well, Eldridge.
It just goes to show you how times have changed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
1 out of 2 trip, and so a 2-score game again. Washington at one point was up by 10, now up by 6 over UC Davis out of the Big West.
Little full court pressure. It looked like they're just trying to slow the pace down for UW. They're back in that zone.
Osibor right in the middle of that zone, showing off the footwork.
Just got beautiful footwork. Kevin McCalish, for my Big Ten fans who remember the big fella at Minnesota. That was gorgeous.
So you're already here with Big Ten references. You're already,
man, I'm ready. I'm ready, baby.
For everything. T.Y. Johnson drifts away, misses the floater.
And this is what I love about his game, AJ. He gets the rebound, but he doesn't have to give it up to the point guard because he can initiate the offense.
He gets him into the offense probably more quickly.
Look at the dime.
Backdoor pass, Davis rattles around after the miss and rebounded by Rochak.
Yeah, the big fella can pass the rock.
Yeah, Danny Sprinkle said he's going to make other players better. He's going to elevate everyone else. Tamba, a pull-up jumper, short.
He had the wide open 3, but he turned it down. Ended up taking a contested shot and missed it.
Carving out space. Osibor off to a loud start. He already has 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists.
That's too easy. You can't play him straight up man to man. He's too good. They're gonna have UC Davis gonna have to send it to the second defender and take that ball out of his hands.
Preseason All Big Ten, great Osibor.
Nice looking shot right there.
That was Carl Daughtery Jr. with the bucket.
Yeah, that was a nice little pull up.
Guard off the bench, Central Arkansas transfer. Davis the miss, weak side rebound, tip and attempt, and a foul drawn by Osibor.
He just knows how to play, AJ. I mean, I love his footwork. He takes his time. Let's take a look at him right here. He spins, pump fake up and under off the glass, just made it look easy. Like I said, Kevin McCalish right there. And then here we see him again. You know, got great post position. That's just too easy. No help defender comes, and that's just barbecue chicken, as Shaq says. Too easy, baby.
He just seems to have an impact one way or the other on almost every sequence, every possession.
His basketball IQ. You know, he's from England. Bradford, England. I'm not sure where that is, but he just knows how to play.
The thing is, it's not a basketball factory. That's the remarkable thing about his story.
Well, it just goes to show you the development he's had under Coach Sprinkle. He's had him the whole entire time at Montana State, Utah State, and now at UW.
Chappelle, that's not funny. And the rebound for Washington.
It's a nice looking shot. He just can't seem to get it to go down. He just knows how to play, man. He just knows how to draw fouls.
Away.
Yeah. I see why he's a preseason All-American pick. You know, exploded on the scene last year at Utah State. I remember telling you, AJ, you only started 2 games this sophomore season. It's rare that you see a guy go from a big jump like that to 18 points a game the next year. But go ahead, AJ, take it.
Well, again, I think the most impressive thing was he went from the Big Sky to the Mountain West, and he was able to up his game in the process, and his named Mountain West Player of the Year. So I'm curious to see, how does it translate to the Big Ten?
Well, it doesn't get any better than the Big Ten, so you're not the only one that's excited to see what he can do. But the few times that I've seen him, I saw him twice last year in the NCAA tournament. First round, I can't remember who they played, but I know the second round, they met Purdue and Big Zach Edey, and he couldn't do nothing with Zach like everybody else. And then I came to the Montlake Madness. I came to the Western Oregon game. Montlake Madness, they just kind of went through the motions, and he was the only guy that played like it was a real game. And that's what I loved about him. And what you see tonight is just what he does on a daily basis.
Comes up empty at the free throw line there. DeBrule, the Seattle Academy alum, is blocked by Tyler Harris, another newcomer. And there's an official's
shot clock
pause
reset
here. Yeah, you're right, because that ball didn't hit the rim.
Oh,
There's
it's
no
blocked.
A reset.
That's just great defense. It kind of hit underneath the backboard. I don't know if that counts.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
So they took a couple of seconds off, and
nice
that's
move.
a great move by Tamba. He left Breidenbach in the dust.
Woo, talk about a beautiful jab step and just bye-bye. He blew by him.
It was the one thing Coach Sprinkle noticed in their blowout exhibition win over a D2 opponent, Western Oregon. There were a few too many blow-bys. He called them unacceptable. Osborne nearly inadvertently put it in, had a chance, missed the layup.
Oh, UC Davis brought a little weak side help that time. Oh, great job of throwing that ball off of the defender.
This has been kind of indicative of how this game has gone so far. It's been a little bit ragged, but Johnson figured out how to maintain possession as Louis Courtright comes back in for Harris.
I think there's some nerves on both sides. You know, Danny Sprinkle in his first game as a Husky coach, all new players. Jim Les coming to Seattle to play a big-time Big Ten opponent. So there was some jitters.
Washington really playing hard, though, and earning some good buckets as DeBrule fits it up and in out of right here in Seattle, and Seattle Academy, 3-time Emerald City League MVP.
Well, he's well built. There's no doubt about that, and his strength paid off on that drive. A little bit of contact, but he was able to just bounce off it and finish.
That was a bad pass saved by Osibor. Right back to Iannaccio. Skip pass, flare screen, a good one by Breidenbach. And Courtright was short with a 3.
He had a wide open look. Looked like Leo might have got hit in the mouth. He was down on the floor there for a few seconds.
And UC Davis having possession there. The officials can blow that dead.
Yeah, he's going to get a blow. Yeah, he's grabbing his jaw. Like he took a shot to the jaw there. Let's see if we can see it.
Did not see that
he
screen
ran
coming.
He ran into Big Wilhelm Breidenbach. He ran into a wall, ladies and
like
gentlemen.
A Geek Squad member there.
He sure did. That was a mean screen, a la Bill Lambeard. He put the wood on him.
Stolen away. UC Davis giving the ball away to Washington. In spades early on. Iannaccio dropped down. Courtright spins on the baseline, contorts himself and finishes.
That's a nice finish. He hung in the air, twisted turn, got it to go.
That ends a 6-0 UC Davis run and what had been a 2.5-minute drought for Washington. Heck of a finish by the Rhode Island transfer Courtright, who also previously played for Quinnipiac. Well, they've been giving Chappelle those shots, and he gets one to go.
They've all looked good when they left his hand, and he could just knock him down, but he knocks that one down.
Missed his first couple, now 1 for 3, and UC Davis is back within 3.
He's 6'9", 225, with a nice-looking three-point shot.
This is his first ever collegiate game. Osibor loses balance, and there's a foul. Be a foul on UC Davis going into the timeout.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at a high degree of difficulty finish right here by Cartwright. As you see him jump in the air, twist, turn, and hang. That just was a nice finish by the young fella. Great Bob Hubriggs, the only person to lead UW to the Final Four back in 1953, the unanimous Helms Player of the Year. And of course, everybody knows B. Roy from the Portland Trail Blazers and Isaiah Thomas from the Boston Celtics. The little fella could really put that thing in a hole. Drafted last in 2011, I believe it was, and 60th pick, but went on to have a fantastic NBA career. And Brandon Roy.
He was still in the league last year,
Yep.
Isaiah Thomas at the very end for Phoenix, right?
Yep. After missing out on it a couple seasons. I think he's still trying to play, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, Brandon Roy, the great seasons he had with the Portland Trail Blazers before injuries took him out of the NBA. But three of the best ever lace him up here for UW.
Great Osibor, hoping to put his name somewhere on that list. Of course, he's already pretty deep into his career with other institutions, but now with that free throw, up to 7 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals in his debut.
I think the most impressive thing has been his footwork and his ability just to draw fouls. He's really good at both.
That was already the 8th foul on UC Davis going into the break. He puts a lot of pressure on the officials, there's no doubt. Sevilla catch and shoot from the corner.
Yeah, he wanted that one. Boy, it even touched his hands. I know he was going to shoot it. He was getting his feet set.
Well, here he is again. He wanted that one. Missed again.
Shy. Put it up, young fella.
From San Ramon, California, averaged 7 minutes a game last year. They have a couple of guys out, UC Davis, off the bench, so maybe Sevilla some expanded minutes compared to the normal. Osibor missed the layup attempt. Johnson goes to the left, throws something up, but gets the contact.
He's got the green light. Yeah. He's got the green light. If anybody can take a shot that's not necessarily a great one, it's T.Y. Johnson. He's their leader.
T.Y. Johnson, 2 shots.
So Washington leading UC Davis out of the Big West by 4. Chance for T.Y. Johnson, the Loyola Chicago transfer who is their top returning player, but he missed the first free throw. Jim Les, 23rd season as a collegiate head coach, 14th at UC Davis, and coming off one of his better years as the head coach here last year.
And I'll tell you what, he's a former NBA player. He played for a coach in college that I played for named Stan Allback. He played with one of my former teammates, Percy Hawkins. If you take away the white hair, I tell you what, man, he looks like he can go out there and give you 30 minutes right now. That guy has no stomach. He's probably got 5% body fat. I said, wow, coach, are you running lines with the team in practice or what? But Jim Les was a great college player and had an outstanding NBA career. 14 years, man, you just don't see that anymore in this day and era. But he's been at UC Davis his 14th season.
Davis missed it there. Did you play against him at all?
I did not. He's a little bit older than I am. He was out of the league by the time I came in.
Lose missed it, but it's put back by Tamba, who's off to a nice start. Tamba has 6 points.
All of a sudden, this is a 1-point game. Looked like it was going to be a blowout after the first 5 minutes.
Washington had been up by 10. They're just 1 for their last 7 from the field.
Yeah, UC Davis is staying in this zone defense. They seem to be able to match up with him better in the zone versus man-to-man.
Breidenbach, short corner jumper, and he's giving them some big minutes with Kepnong in foul trouble.
Well, he's got a real deliberate shot. He doesn't get it off quick, but we know he can knock it down, even from 3-point range. Big fella can hit that shot.
Top of the key, Rochak. That was for the tie, rimmed out.
Yeah, speaking of big fellas and threes.
Here's a rim run, Breidenbach.
That's the way you do it right there, boys and girls that are young playing basketball. Rim run. Your team gets the defensive rebound. You take off and run right to the front of the rim as Wilhelm Breidenbach did and got it easy too.
Former top 100 recruit, 4-star recruit to Nebraska. 2nd year with Washington.
They've nicknamed him the Professor.
Daughtery for 3. Short, and Osibor scoops up his 9th board.
And then switched it up. Oh, nice pass.
Here it is, Osibor to Iheanacho, lost it going up. Courtright pursues. Lose is able to get it for UC Davis. Tamba crashes into Osibor to charge.
That's a great job by Osibor. We're going to take a look at the big fella right here with the rim run to see where he started. Big Wilhelm Breidenbach, as we see Osibor taking the charge. But here he is. He's just going to outrun everybody. Leo forgot about him, and the big guy gets an easy two.
Hey, this is one of those games, season opener here. If you're not in shape, you're going to get in shape from this.
Yeah, they're running. You can see the Huskies run in practice. They're getting out and they're running hard.
Osibor's a little winded right now, but immediate timeout's coming soon. Tries the no-look pass for Iheanacho, and it's ruled out off of Washington.
Yeah, Osibor thought it was deflected, but the ref said, no, 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 that's a turnover, baby. But I like his passing ability. He has great vision. He throws some nice dimes.
He got 9 rebounds in the first half already. He's been
a
playing
big body.
hard.
Yeah, he's a big body.
And to your point about his vision, 2 assists, probably the potential for some more.
Yeah, he should at least have 4.
Chappelle, nice look himself, and Tamba smokes the layup. That was to get it back within 3.
Yeah, he probably should have tried to dunk that one, but that was a great look by Chappelle.
Breidenbach trying to make something happen. DJ Davis, he should be one of the top options for Washington this year, has gotten off to a quiet start. Again, similar type of look, same result. Osibor, another turnover, looking for Diallo that time, and commits the foul. That is his third turnover there for Osibor.
Yeah, the big fella being rewarded for just running the court really hard. As we take a look at Wilhelm Breidenbach, he won't get an easier 2 than that.
Danny Sprinkle doesn't tend to leave guys in the first half once they have picked up their second personal foul. Of all those guys, though, I mean, who do you think, because they're not all going to average 12 points a game now here at Washington. Who has the best chance to be, I mean, obviously we've talked about Osibor. Would you say Davis is probably the next guy in terms of scoring?
I would, from what I've seen in the exhibition game and the Montlake Madness, and here tonight, I think Makai Mason is probably the next guy. Yeah, I think he would be the number 2 scoring option. He seems really comfortable in that role.
And it comes from Rice.
He's 2 for 3 for 6 points so far here tonight, but I know he can score the basketball because he averaged 14 a game last season. But the opportunity is there for DJ Davis as well. He just hasn't been aggressive here tonight, AJ.
He led the team in scoring in the exhibition with 16. Doesn't have a point tonight.
The only thing that's standing out for him so far is those yellow shoes. I don't know where he gets those bad boys from, but he's rocking them.
Kind of the wrong color in this uniform, but.
Yeah, that's the era we're in, man. They'll wear any kind of color today. The brighter, the better, seems like, for the younger kids.
There's a school in the next state south of this.
Spin on him, zone!
As Diallo scores.
Oh, yeah. We're getting a little glimpse of why he was ranked top 5 in the country in his junior year. They put him in a spin cycle.
Johnson, floater, foul called. Both teams drawing a heavy collection of whistles. Let's take a look at Diallo's effort.
Yeah, Zoom is coming off the bench right now, but it wouldn't surprise me if he started pretty soon. I mean, look at that spin move. It's after left his defender in the dust, and he's so strong and explosive. I mean, that was absolutely gorgeous. Put him in a spin cycle, young fella.
T.Y. Johnson. He's got 2.
T.Y. Johnson has held up his end of the bargain. Already 8 points going into this foul line trip, and now 5 for 7 at the line after that make.
It looks like T.Y. Johnson and Chappelle are the guys that feel comfortable scoring so far for UC Davis here in this first half. In the second half, I expect them to be 2 guys that Washington Huskies going to have to pay attention to. You know Johnson is going to get his shot attempts, AJ. He's the man, so he's going to get his shots up.
Getting him a little bit of a rest right now, which I'm sure will be rare as Sione Lose comes back in.
Yeah, he's got 10 here in the first half, and they're only down 3. A little full court pressure by the Aggies.
Breidenbach has to make a decision against a trap. Gets it to Davis. And now Diallo has that size but can run the show at point guard.
Well, he just looks comfortable. You know, he's a freshman, but he doesn't look nervous.
Finds Courtright strong with the three. Osobor with his 10th rebound. Davis misses the three. Offensive rebound. Courtright blocked from behind by Chappelle, but a foul.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Looked like that was all ball. Let's take another look here. Chappelle doesn't think it was a foul. Great offensive rebound by Cartwright. Yeah. I don't know about that one, ladies and gentlemen.
Huskies attempting their 11th and 12th free throws, but they're only 6 for 11 after Courtright's miss. Coming up, it's the State Farm halftime report. Rick Pizzo and Trent Meacham break down the first half and more on the State Farm halftime report. I'm sure they'll be talking more about last night and how the Big Ten went 14-0 in games yesterday.
That's the way you get it done, baby. Sometimes you can overlook these lesser opponents in the non-conference season. But everybody's going to give you their best shot, just like UC Davis coming in here tonight. They're not backing down to the Washington Huskies on their home floor.
Huskies don't want to be the first Big Ten team to lose this year.
No, they don't.
Only Big Ten conference game tonight and the first in program
Nice
history
pass.
for Washington. Tamba on the pivot, and he draws another foul.
That was set up by Leo DeBrule. Just a great look. Nice patience by Tamba to draw the foul. Yeah, Leo puts his head down. He's got that strength, as I talked about, because Osobor bumps him a little bit, but just a nice dish.
Osobor picks up his second. Remember, Kepnong, their starting center, is already on the bench with 2. Osobor is Washington's top player and starting power forward.
I think there's a little bit of a difference, though. I think Danny Sprinkle will leave him out there because I believe Osobor is smart enough not to pick up a foul in this last 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the first half.
Well, these two teams have combined to attempt 28 free throws in the first half.
And we see that pressure again from UC Davis, just trying to slow Washington down. I don't think they're so much trying to create a turnover. They're just trying to slow the pace a little bit.
It's already halfway through the shot clock here, just getting into their offense. Kickball, that'll reset the shot clock.
Yeah, if I'm UC Davis, I'm going to send some help and make Osobor get rid of that basketball. I don't want to try to play him one-on-one. He's showing me that he's too good for a one-on-one matchup.
If you're just tuning in, more recently, Washington held a double-digit lead early. UC Davis has hung around and drawn closer. Breidenbach, they want him to shoot more. Instead, backs it down in. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Osobor.
He can create his own shot off the dribble, AJ. Oh, he
Time
decided to
winding
give that
down.
one up.
Davis has to fling something up. Shot clock violation.
Yeah, Osobor put DJ in a bad situation. You don't want to get that rock with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, I used to hate that situation. He should have just kept it and went one-on-one and tried to create something on his own.
Is that in the, what do they call it, the 911 pass?
Oh, man. You just don't want to be in that situation, AJ. You know, with 3 seconds left, that's tough.
Chappelle, catch and shoot. That's way strong.
That's his shot, though. And I think Coach Les is all right with him taking it.
Osobor thought about it. And a two-man game with Davis. Now looking for Breidenbach. He thought there was a kick.
It wasn't no thought. It was a kick.
No call.
It went off the UC Davis player's foot.
They said maybe it wasn't intentional. I don't know. Sione Losade. Remember, Osobor has 2 fouls guarding a smaller, quicker player.
He needs some help.
Johnson off the jab. Good job
nice
by
defense.
Zoom Diallo.
Moving his feet.
Shot
Look at the young
clock is a
fella.
factor. Johnson draws a foul.
Yeah, I'm calling it right now, AJ. Zoom Diallo, Drew Holiday, that's who I see. He could be a lockdown defender at his size, 6'4", 6'5", athletic. He could have put his hands behind his back in the garden. He's just moving his feet. That's excellent one-on-one defense against one of the best offensive players in the Big West Conference.
Good screen by Chappelle, and you know, Breidenbach got his hand in there on the replay.
There he is, Zoom Diallo. Husky fans get used to hearing that name. He's gonna be a good one.
Well, on Saturday, Heisman contender Dylan Gabriel leads top-ranked Oregon against Maryland. The action kicks off at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Well, this time last year, your Huskies were in the playoff contention. This year, more of the focus on Oregon. And they're the consensus favorite at the moment.
Playoff contention? What you talking about? We made the national championship game, baby. Come on.
So
The running back wouldn't have been hurt. I think we would have
Yeah.
fed a little bit better. Yeah, Oregon is having a great season this year. They got to play UW though. That game is still happening, baby. Big time rivalry. Nice
all
dish.
tied up. Breidenbach breaks the tie.
That was created by Zoom Diallo. That's what you call spoon feeding the baby right there, ladies and gentlemen. Zoom with a nice dish.
And the free first half timeout that you'll lose no matter what. Jim Les decides to use it here before what could be their final offensive possession of the first.
It's one thing to be a guard and be able to get your team in offense. It's completely different when you can create a shot for your teammate like Zoom Diallo did right there. He set up that whole thing by himself. Beat his guy off the dribble, had his head up, great vision. Spoon feed. Yeah, Wilhelm will owe him a hamburger or something. It's a nice play.
With Diallo, it almost looks like sometimes the whole rest of his body is ahead of his hair. Like he's just so fast.
My friend and former teammate Hersey Hawkins, and I said, well, man, tell me something interesting about Jim. He said, well, he was one of the toughest guys and hardest workers that he ever played with. He said, but he had this thing he did. If somebody beat him off the dribble and he was chasing him from behind, he would literally dive and try to knock the ball out of bounds. I said, what do you mean he would dive? He said he would dive and land on the floor. I said, wow. I guess that was his thing, though, man. It's something that he did. Jim Les, hard-nosed.
Potentially the final possession of the first half for UC Davis. They're taken after their head coach, the way they've come back in this first half.
Yeah, they're not quitting at all. Oh, they left him all by himself, no communication.
DeBrule misses the mark, and good rebound there by the Huskies and Iheanacho. But it was 12-2 Washington. Since then, 31-23 margin for UC Davis.
Yeah, this is going to be a good finish.
About the first appearance in the game for Christian King. First touch, and he knocks it in. At the buzzer, DeBrule, the Seattle native, misses strong.
Yeah, the red shirt freshman. Christian King, his dad, Rich, played for the Seattle Sonics at the University of Nebraska. Nice to see him get some minutes.
Take a look at the minutes and the production. Would there be a minutes management or restriction coming off of 2 straight season-ending knee injuries? And Danny Sprinkle, I think, tellingly said, we're not worried anymore about the knee. We feel good about him physically, but it's whether he can stay on the court with the foul trouble.
The foul trouble because he goes after everything. He doesn't know how to turn it off and let something go sometimes. Sometimes you got to let guys score, just let them take the shot. He tries to block everything.
He gets an opening touch, turns around, and misses.
Almost picked up an
Yeah,
over the back
I
foul.
saw
trying to
that.
get the offensive
I
rebound.
saw that.
You got to be smarter than that, though.
I think it's really important that he learns to stay in the game and not just challenge everything like you alluded to there. Tomba was active in the first half. Kepnong, a good challenge there. He stuffed it.
Well, that's what he can do for you right there, protect the rim.
When he is in the game, that's what he brings. DJ Davis, 0 for in the first half. And Davis is now 0 for 8.
He just doesn't look confident in his shot. Oh, foul. Yeah.
And a foul is called on Mason, and T.Y. Johnson has 14 points.
Oh, T.Y. gives a little flex. That's just a vet move right there. Got his defender in the air, took the contact, and was able to finish. Boy, that's how you do it right there. He knew it, too. Look at the little shoulder shrug right there, a la LeBron James.
You talked about how important Makai Mason is. He just picked up his 3rd.
Yeah, he's their second best offensive player, I think, behind Osibor. So that's going to hurt Washington a little bit, but that's what it's all about. Zoom Diallo checks in, so let's see what he can do. He was a big-time recruit.
Had a good first half.
Yeah, so I expect him to produce, though.
Beat the press, Iheanacho. And now they can set up the offense.
Oh.
Iheanacho wasn't looking for that pass from
Wasn't ready for
DJ Davis.
Yeah, Washington is lucky that wasn't a turnover.
All these newcomers learning how to play together. High-low, Kepnong gets it from Osibor. Call out a pass. The follow there from Zoom Diallo.
He just has a nose for the basketball. The only thing I saw in the few times I've seen him, he's got to work on that jumper. But other than that,
Johnson doesn't have to work on the jumper.
He got the green light. You got the green light, man. You can miss a couple. You ain't got to worry about coming out. But he's clapping. He's feeling good. Washington's going to have to be careful because he could get hot.
T.Y. Johnson, his name is actually Tyler, but he likes going by those first 2 letters. And so it's stylized with no periods, just T.Y. And he has 17 points. And that is an offensive foul on Diallo.
We're going to take a look right here. As Osabor with just a fantastic pass, but Zoom, in the right place at the right time. But he has a nose for the basketball. He's a young player, just a freshman, but he looked like he's been here before. Wouldn't surprise me before too long if he's in the starting lineup at the point guard because he's not afraid to run the team. I can see that just off this first half.
DeBrule left open. And he's got it, and UC Davis takes the lead.
All of his family and friends are jumping up behind UC Davis bench. They're pumped up for him, and man, UC Davis is pumped up.
It's the first lead of the game for UC Davis, and it's the Seattle native Leo DeBrule who gives it to them. Osabor is called for the offensive foul. He picks up his 3rd.
Yeah, that's huge right there because he can't afford to be out of the game. Yeah, Leo, they left Leo wide open. Leo said, come on, baby, I'm from Seattle. I got to show out for my family and friends. Look at him smiling. Knock it down, young fella. Yeah, that was a big-time sell job by T.Y. Johnson, but I got to give it to him. If I was an official, I would have called it as well.
Mason, Osabor both pick up their 3rd quickly in the second half. Rochak misses the 3. Right now, Danny Sprinkle leaving great Osabor in the game. He took Makai Mason out.
Well, he has the confidence in him because he knows he's a high IQ guy and probably has a real low likely chance of picking up that 4th foul. That's nice right there.
Diallo doesn't quite get the roll, but Osabor tips it in.
That was a nice shot. I like that pull up by Zoom.
Well, Coach Sprinkle knows his player well. Remember, Osabor's played with him all 4 years. Rochak ducks in, and UC Davis back in front.
I thought he was going to throw that one down, AJ. He laid it in instead, but nice finish by the big fella. But that's not Kepnon's game out there. Kepnon's game out there behind the 3-point line.
This is more like it, and just missed.
Nice move, just had just a little bit too strong on it. Yeah, nice defense there by DJ Davis denying that wing pass.
Well, there's been a history for UC Davis in season openers against higher level opponents. 2 years ago, they won at Cal in their 2022-23 season opener. The year before that, they actually beat Utah State on the road. That was before Danny Sprinkle got there.
Yeah. I was talking about DJ Davis getting that deflection. I would like to see him get a steal and maybe get an easy basket in transition, AJ, because he's struggling 0 for 7 in that first half. He just doesn't look confident.
Iheanacho gets a steal. Here is Tyree Iheanacho, ties the game back up.
That's how you get yourself in the game right there. Get a steal, get an easy bucket in transition.
And he's ball pressuring again. He's trying to make life more difficult for T.Y. Johnson.
What I saw from him in the exhibition game and that Mount Lake Madness was he's not afraid to defend.
But right there, he is called for the foul and one, T.Y. Johnson.
He's talking to the fans. Oh, he's flexing big time. Yeah, we're going to take a look at Iheanacho and his defense right here, AJ. Just a great job playing the passing lane, getting the steal, and finishing in transition. But T.Y. says,
Washington led the entire first half. UC Davis has jumped in front early in the second. A.J. Cannell, former Husky great Eldridge Rakasner. And Washington, could be some growing pains, of course, when you have all of these newcomers. It's a new coaching staff, new head coach. It's a new conference. But right now also integrating 11 newcomers and 8 first-year transfers into the lineup.
well, I think the new players and probably more importantly is a new coaching staff. You know, you've got Andy Hill You've got Tony Bland, you got DeMarlo Slocum, who was at Utah. You know, you got a lot of new guys, and when you combine that with a lot of new players, it's just going to take some time. But more importantly, Frank Kepnon picking up that second foul, only playing 4.5 minutes in the first half, I think was the biggest factor. He's got to stay on the floor. But UC Davis has gained their confidence, and their best player, T.Y. Johnson, is feeling. He's talking trash to the fans, talking trash to the players. Washington has their hands full.
And one there. He's getting to the line. 10 for 12 as Kepnong, love on top right there. Washington inches closer.
That's a power forward throwing a lob pass to a center. I mean, that's he made it look easy, but that's a tough pass to make to put it right on the money. And great Osobor is a fantastic passer. I've been impressed with what I've seen from him so far tonight, AJ.
Navigating through 3 fouls, and Johnson trips. And Ian Nacho didn't like the last call. He doesn't like that one.
Look at Frank Kemp. Look at Frank Kemp now. His eyes. He knew it was there. He knew it was there. Just a great job of getting it to him by Osobor. Big Frank letting the eyes tell the story.
Osobor D'ing up against Tomba. Remember, Osobor has 3 fouls. Good job on defense there.
He didn't leave his feet. He just put his hands up there and blocked it, standing on the floor.
That's
another turnover, though.
5th turnover of the game.
Yeah. Him and DJ Davis wasn't on the same page that time. DJ was cutting back door and looked like Osobor expected him to stay out behind the three-point line. You can see the frustration on his face.
Actually, I shorted him one. That's his 6th turnover of the game. So Osobor got an impressive stat line, 9 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. But all those turnovers.
He might get a triple-double the wrong way. You don't want it with turnovers.
Johnson. Short there. He hasn't missed much.
Yeah, that's his shot. Assistant coach told me he had a fantastic pull-up game. So he's comfortable taking that shot.
1-point deficit. Zoom Diallo, the 4-star recruit, has himself in a bind.
He's lightning quick, man. I can't wait till the fans see him in transition on the break. He's one of the quickest guys I've seen at 6'4", 6'5". I can't help but say it just reminds me of Drew Holiday. You know, his mannerisms, and I think the way he can defend the basketball. Yeah, and he's gunned up. You can see he's been in the weight room. He's got those guns, a lot like you, AJ, up underneath that suit jacket. I think you got some guns underneath there, man. You look like you're running for president. The fans can't see you, but you look presidential over here, man. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not running for president. There's another election going on tonight, but yeah, it's a good point. Osobor.
That's a nice stop on the dime right there.
Diallo right there misses the jumper. He chose Washington over USC, Gonzaga, Florida State, and Arizona. So they also had to win that recruiting battle over some power schools.
And NIL, baby. When you got that NIL, they got a money man, AJ. I don't know if you heard about it, but he's paying some pretty nice coin. And Makai trying to go one-on-one.
Great Osobor.
That's not really his game right there. He only took 14 three-point shots all of last season, only hit 3, but he can make it. But he's more effective going to the basket and posting up. If there's one concern about his game at the next level, AJ, that would be it. At 6'7", 6'8", he has to be able to knock down that three-point shot.
Nice ball fake by Rochak, but he throws it away. Stolen. It's a career-high tying 4th steal for Osobor, and he's fouled.
He's just a smart player. He might miss the shot, but most times on shot attempts, he's going to draw the foul. Just a great job of playing the passing lane. And he knew he was going to get some contact.
What do you think translates best? What are they looking for most from Osobor as he makes the jump up from the Mountain West to the Big Ten?
I think for the new team that the Huskies have, leadership. He's showing me that. You know, I think his teammates have his respect. I wasn't giving the ball to no power forward when I was at the UW, AJ. I'm not letting the power forward bring the ball up, but you can see the respect that they have for him, because whether they get the rebound or he gets it, they look for him and he can bring it up. I think leadership is the biggest quality they want to see from him, because we know he can score, but he's going to have to be a leader and guide all these new guys. They're not young, but they're new. It's going to take some time to gel.
He's talked about how he has an unselfish mentality, and with that free throw, he has a double-double, 10 points, 12 rebounds.
He had 11 in the first half, just a monster job on the glass.
Isaiah Chappelle off the side of the rim. And here's Osibor right before the start of this half trying to get the guys in gear.
Well, that's what I'm talking about right there, AJ. They're going to need his leadership. He's a senior. These guys are veteran. Most of the guys that transferred in are seniors, but they're new. So he's going to have to lead the way. He's going to have to be the coach on the floor, as they say.
And still trying to manage it through these 3 personal fouls as well. Courtright kept on the follow.
Yeah, Frank missed the chippy right there. Here comes T.Y. He's looking to score. He's in his aggressive mode. He's got 20. And we got 13 minutes left to play.
All even at 46. Here in Washington's debut as a Big Ten member for the men's basketball program.
He's dancing.
T.Y. Johnson against Diallo. A fun matchup, and Johnson wins it there. 22 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, put the young fella on Dancing with the Stars. T.Y. is a star. He shot that one right in Zoom Diallo's grill. He's up for the challenge, eh? Ain't no doubt about that.
See Davis by 2. Makai Mason, he's back in with the 3 personals.
Too much dribbling, though. He's dribbling the ball too much. Come on, move the basketball.
Ducks in, draws a whole lot of attention, gives it away.
Yeah, I knew something bad was going to happen because we held on to it for too long.
Johnson coast to coast, Kepnon got there.
Well, he got a piece of it. That's what he does.
Mason in transition, Rochak engulfs it.
Yeah, another great block.
Back and forth, fast-paced. Daughtery misses the pull-up 3, and Washington will settle it down.
Yeah, I don't know about that shot. Just a pull-up 3 and transition, a secondary break. Maybe that's his game. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think Jim Lesson's liking that one. He's subbing it. I guarantee you it's for number 1.
He didn't shoot it that well last year, as Osibor has another hard fall. Or Diallo there.
Right there.
Diallo has a hard fall, and a timeout is called.
Yeah, this is T.Y. AJ doing what he does. He's putting Zoom Diallo on Dancing with the Stars. Mid-range jumper, nothing but bottoms. Big Ten teams, I don't know very much about Rutgers, but of course everybody knows about Indiana going way back to the Bobby Knight, Isaiah Thomas days. One of my former teammates, Alan Henderson, played for Indiana. And of course I know Mike Woodson.
Well, Harper and Bailey, the two of the top 3 recruits in the country coming in this year for Rutgers.
Yeah.
It's the highest expectations for that program maybe ever.
How
whether
about
that's
that,
fair
man?
or not.
That just goes to show you how NIL changed the game. I never recall Rutgers being a power to get to some of the top players in the country, but like you said, that guy is going to go number 1 and 2 in the draft. Him and Cooper Flagg right up there at the top. And they've got the freshman on T.Y. Johnson, so that shows you the confidence that Danny Sprinkle has in Zoom Diallo defensively.
Washington has its hands full here in its Big Ten debut, and Johnson has hit 25 points.
Well, Zoom got to know he's got one thing on his mind, scoring. He went to help, and you can't leave a guy that averaged 18 that's got 25 on you with 11 minutes left wide open. You got to stay with him. As they say, if he goes to the bathroom, you go with him. Can't leave him.
In the final 20 games last year, Johnson was around 20 points per game.
We're going to take a look at it here. Zoom goes, he tried to help on the big, just that split second. Gives T.Y. enough room, he knocks down the 3. He's just a freshman, he'll learn. One of the things freshmen kind of lacking is the defense.
Harris draws the foul. Tyler Harris, he had some good minutes in the exhibition win, hasn't played a bunch tonight. The Portland transfer go to the free throw line.
You know, I expected him to play a little bit more. He started in that in their exhibition game against Western Oregon. Yeah, he's got a Band-Aid on. He's got some stitches under there, AJ. Took an elbow from somebody probably in practice. Yeah, I remember them days all too well. I had a couple of stitches back in my day as well. My former teammate Mike Hayward is probably watching. Mike, if we ever play again, I'm gonna get you back. Mike hit me a couple times and gave me some stitches.
That looks uncomfortable where that is right there, right
Yeah.
in the lip.
You ain't kidding.
Only played 1 minute tonight, and he had 14 and 7 rebounds in the exhibition. Granted against a D2 foe. Splits the trip. Washington is just 9 for 17 at the foul line. Johnson wants more.
Yeah, they're giving him too good a look. Makai Mason got hung up on the screen that time. Washington has the talk.
Johnson explodes to the rim.
It's too easy. He's in attack mode, AJ. He's feeling it. He's putting a Bobby Blue Bland here tonight. He's giving the Huskies the blues.
He is 5 shy of a career best 32, which he's hit a couple times during his career.
He's completely taking this crowd out of the game.
Trying to spoil the Danny Sprinkle debut. Mason is tied up, pulls it out of the chaos there, and great Osibor is able to generate something.
Washington is going to have to send a second defender at TY. I'm convinced. He's got 27. AJ is 10.5 minutes left. Yeah, just a wicked crossover. And his ability to get to the rim and finish, even if the bigs are there, that's just a beautiful move by T.Y. Johnson.
They got to do something different.
They got to send a second defender. You got to make somebody else beat you.
That seems evident
8
at this
for 15,
point.
you know, 10 for 12 from the free throw line. And his confidence is on high. I mean, it's on 400 degrees. He is really feeling it.
Great Osibor is working on a double-double now, 11 points, 14 rebounds. He's predictably been Washington's best player.
Yeah, he's the real deal. I like what I see from that young man. Knows how to play, can pass the basketball, and can initiate the offense, which is the most impressive for me. Like I said, I only saw him twice last year. It's that second free throw.
Free throws have been a coin toss today for Washington.
Yeah, they're struggling at the line. They're going to have to spend some time after practice working on those individually.
That stat category is making a difference in the game right now between these two teams.
Yes, it is. Now they have to know where T.Y. Johnson is. They're in the zone, but they got to find him.
Lowe saying no look, and Johnson wasn't looking either, so
Yeah,
he goes out of bounds.
There wasn't a defender around, and Lowe saw him, but you got to be able to make eye contact on those passes, AJ.
Hey, well, that's something different, Eldridge. I think that was one of the first possessions, if not the first of zone from Washington.
Yeah. Yep. We saw a lot of it in the Mike Hopkins era. Yeah, Zoom has to be careful to pick up another offensive foul.
Mason catch and shoot for the tie. No.
That's a great block out. They got to find it right now. He's coming down the transition. He's feeling it. Yeah, that's too easy.
Oh, there it is. Off the screen. Johnson in and out.
You can't go under the screen on him, AJ. I'm not sure what Harris is doing.
Out of
You
bounds.
just can't do that. You got to fight over the top.
Of UC Davis.
Push him off that three-point line.
Harris probing. And throws up a tough one, misses it. Here comes Johnson on the prowl. Yet again, Euro step misses.
Oh, man, he's fun to watch. That was a wicked Euro right there.
Nice pass, and Breidenbach finishes.
It looked like he might have gotten fouled as well.
That gave the crowd some energy. Breidenbach has been a fan favorite since he got here.
Yeah, you gotta love him. He plays hard, he's smart. He always gives 100% effort.
Double figures for Wilhelm. He is 5 for 5 from the field. DeBrule, in and out.
That was a deep one by Leo. Oh, come
the
on.
Offensive rebound.
Oh, great
Osibor smacks that out of the way. He got Johnson there. Washington running. It's Mason. Draws contact.
That's one thing I don't think Osibor is known for is his block shots, but that was a beautiful one. Mimicking Frank Kepnon on that play. And we're going to take another look at Wilhelm running the floor, finishing with the left. And then just a great pass. But this block shot by Osibor is just fantastic. This really isn't his game, AJ, but he's showing us that he can protect the rim as well. Get it out of here.
So with that miss, Washington 11 for 21 from the foul line. UC Davis 16 for 20.
Yeah, they're shooting almost 50% for the free throw line. That's totally unacceptable. There's something kids don't work on anymore, the young players. It's just, there's nothing sexy about free throws. You know, they want to work on a crossover and a three and dunks. But you got to be able to make your free throws, especially late in ball games.
Right now, UC Davis hasn't scored in more than 2 minutes. Washington also won for their last 8. Both teams have gone a little cold.
Oh, Leo's wide open. Let it go, Leo.
against this zone. Johnson, he had a little bit of space, missed it. Rebound, put back, Chappelle.
Yeah, he's been mostly behind the three-point line, but at 6'9", he's able to get that rebound and convert.
Nice catch by Asabor. Breidenbach on the cut. He lost control, and it's turned over.
That's a bad turnover that time for Washington. It looked like Wilhab might be injured a little bit. He's still on the floor.
Remember, they're already missing Chris Conway, the Oakland transfer who was a part of that NCAA tournament team last year that upset Kentucky. They're evaluating him for a leg injury, and he could be out long term.
That big Frank Kepnon's going to come back in. Wilham looked like he's going to be okay. He's being helped up off the floor.
Huskies already shorthanded. They've been dealing with foul trouble. And one injured player that's in the front court. And as you said, Kepnon back in.
Yep. He only has 2 fouls, so that's good. He should be able to finish out this last 8 minutes.
UC Davis, 2-point lead and the ball. Through Losey's hands.
Yeah, a little bit.
UC Davis turns it over, but the Aggies on upset alert up against Washington. Johnson, 27 points in 27 minutes for the visitor.
He's put on a fantastic show here tonight. He can handle the rock. He can create his own shot off the dribble. He can shoot the three. He can finish at the rim. He's having himself a game. 8 for 19 from the field, 10 for 12 from the free throw line for 27 huge points. And it's the reason UC Davis is up too, AJ.
Well, they lost their most decorated player in recent program history, Elijah Pepper, who went pro. And last year was the Big West Player of the Year. And one thing Jim Les was super proud of with both Pepper and now T.Y. Johnson is both players had a chance to leave for greener pastures, pick up an NIL deal somewhere, and both decided to stay. And he said that kind of speaks to the student-athlete experience and the campus experience at UC Davis.
Well, one of the things that was surprising to me to talk about Jim Les a little bit when I asked him if there's anything I needed to know about his school, he said it was the 3rd best academic school in the country, and that I did not know.
It's an underrated school.
Yeah, and 40,000 students, I didn't know that as well. You talk about Pepper leaving, he left a few peppers because Johnson is hot, like spicy peppers tonight with 27. Washington has to find him. We're in crunch time now with just under 7.5 minutes to go, and he's been their guy. But that guy can shoot the rock
Chappelle has
too.
not been shy, and he knocks one home.
But you can't leave him open, AJ. Even the ones that he missed looked good when they left his hand, and that one right there was a yak'em. It was all bottoms.
True freshman from the Crossroads School and Los Angeles. This is the largest lead for the Aggies. Mason looking for the answer. He got it. That's the second one he's banked in.
The bank is open. What time is it? 18. Late. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Johnson off the short rim. Washington is just down by 5 now. A chance to tie or take the lead.
They're looking for Asabor there. Uses his body.
He ties it.
He knows how to score. He's not going to jump over you, but he knows how to score the basketball, and he knows how to use his body. It's a fantastic player.
Coach Sprinkle thought there was a foul there. Washington is tied. Here's Chappelle, same look.
Boy, they're just absolutely falling asleep defensively when it comes to Chappelle.
2-on-2, Harris navigates toward the bucket, and Washington is on a quick 7-0 run.
Yeah, nice move by Harris in transition. Putting that ball on the floor and attacking the rim.
The course of 52 seconds, Eldridge, a 7-0 run.
Yeah, the tide is turning. You can feel the momentum swinging back to the Washington Huskies. This is a fantastic job. Makai Mason from the wing. I think I heard him call glass. Glass! And then Asabor, we know what he can do. He uses his body. He can finish against anybody.
For Washington, they were trailing by 5, and this is how you put together a 7-0 run in less than a minute.
Yeah, that's a horse shot right there by Makai Mason. And Asabor, we know he can score. But as you mentioned, a 7-0 run for the Washington Huskies. And they're right back in this thing with a 2-point lead with just under 6 minutes to play.
With that basket from Portland transfer Tyler Harris, it's an 18-2 fast break advantage
Wow,
for
that's
Danny
huge.
Sprinkle's team.
Yeah, that's huge right there. 18-2. That Washington has to know where T.Y. Johnson is. If he gives that ball up, you can't lose sight of him. And just like that, they do.
Knocked away, Osibor had the deflection. Harris in transition, great rip through.
That's a nice move, took his time, was patient. Good finish by the 6'8" Harris.
It's 9-0, the run, and 20-2 as you see in fast break points.
Once again, they have to keep their eye on T.Y., and they don't. He makes them pay again.
Johnson has 30.
Yeah, give me a 30-piece with a side of fries. He's putting on the show, AJ. Oh, man.
When it looked like the Dogs were about to pull away, T.Y. Johnson has had the answer all night.
Yeah, he averaged just under 18 a game last season. Preseason picked by a lot of folks for Player of the Year in the Big West. And there's that guy drawing yet another foul. Been some defensive lapses by the Huskies, AJ. When a guy has 30 with 5 minutes to play, he just has to know where he's at. But they get the turnover right there, and Harris finishes in transition. But the next time down, they just forget, like, they forgot he had 27, so he said, you know what, I'm going to give you 30.
Oh, wow. Osibor comes
that an
up
air ball?
empty. Yes, it was.
Didn't draw any iron on that free throw. Maybe somebody opened that big door in the back, AJ. Maybe the door was open. The wind came in.
I'm not going to speculate, but that was the fourth foul on the impressive freshman Chappelle, so that was impactful. He missed it, but Kepnong tips it in.
That's interesting that ball wasn't in the cylinder. Obviously it wasn't, because the ref didn't call it, but great job by Big Frank.
By the way, Osibor career just over 60% from the line as UC Davis turns it over.
Tampa should have had that one. That was a nice pass. That's a great job right here by Frank Kepnong. Just being active, getting the fingertip on that ball, tipping it in.
Looked like it was out. It was close.
Yeah, it was. It was out of the cylinder.
And live, it looked very close. I think you were right, though. Diallo from the baseline, and Washington's up 5.
Man, he just looks good to me. Stops on a dime. Shoots that little floater. Yeah, Zoom's going to be in the starting lineup before long. He's got that it factor about him.
5 for their last 5, the Huskies at the perfect time of the game. Johnson, a new career high.
Speaking of it factor, T.Y. Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, he's putting on a show. 32. Wow.
He matches his career high there. Diallo.
Yeah, that's not really his game at this point, shooting the three.
But Mason puts it back. Danny Sprinkle calls timeout.
Yeah, nice job right there by Makai Mason. Cleaning it up with the offensive rebound.
Washington timeout called, up by 5. Well, thanks, guys. Washington, absolutely right. Hasn't been easy tonight for the Huskies, and the debut for Danny Sprinkle, their debut under the Big Ten banner, but they've come alive at the right time here with just under 4 minutes left. They've made 7 of their last 8 field goals, backed up by 5 points.
Yeah, I think they've got the momentum back in their favor. I'm looking at Big Frank Kepnong. He's bobbing his head. He sets the tone with the energy. He brings the energy every time. They've got a nice, long, athletic lineup out there right now with Tyler Harris, Makai Mason, Ian Nacho.
Ian Nacho is on T.Y. Johnson, his career high matching 32.
Yeah, it's crunch time right now. They got to take T.Y. out of the game because he's been giving them the business.
DeBrule, that might have been off DeBrule. It
Yes,
was.
it was. That's a good hand by Osibor. Creating a turnover.
And that if they give him a steal there, that's his 6th steal. He already had a new career high with 5.
Now, there's no point guard in the game at all for Washington right now, AJ. Let's see who's going to run the show. Ian Nacho's got it.
Iheanacho previously played at North Dakota. James Madison put up some big numbers at those spots. He's up top. Here is Osibor.
And you figure they're going to run something for their best player.
Harris.
Oh, good block.
Blocked. Gets it back. Spins. Puts it up and in.
That's a nice job of staying with it by Harris. Got his shot blocked. Didn't drop his head. Stayed with it, and that's a huge bucket. With 3 minutes left to play, the Huskies up 7.
Johnson springs free. In and out.
Yeah, Osibor says, take your time. That's good, a good set. That's smart by the big fella. That's the type of leadership I'm talking about right there, AJ. Don't rush the ball up the floor and take a bad shot. Let's run some time off the clock and get a good look.
As close as UC Davis has been, of course, had the lead earlier in the half. Washington in control right now by 7 with the ball, using that clock.
Oh, good defense right there.
Mason swallowed up. That was Rochak on the defense.
That's a great job by Rochak of just keeping his hands high in the air.
Tamba left open. Short. Rochak has the inside track. He saves it to Lose. Rochak is open in the corner.
Yeah, good look. Couldn't get it to go.
Osibor with 16 rebounds. 13 points, 16 rebounds, 6 steals, 3 assists.
He reminds me of Vucevic that played at USC. They've got those same mannerisms. He's not as thick as Vucevic is, but a couple of wide open looks here tonight for him. Just couldn't get him to go.
And a held ball. Arrows going the other way.
Yeah, Washington's got to get another point. I just wanted to give my condolences to the Honorable Richard A. Jones, his brother, and the Jones family. So thank you to our producer, Denny, for giving me a chance to get that on the air. I know everybody in the world, and especially the United States of America, knew who Quincy was and enjoyed his music, especially the Thriller albums, the Off the Wall, the Bad. I mean, when you talk about this outstanding career, We Are the World, I mean, he did it all. I just wanted to take a chance to give my condolences. The great Quincy Jones, ladies and gentlemen, known as the Dude.
Eldridge. Yep. Actually, connection there to Seattle. He spent part of his childhood here in Seattle.
Yes, he did.
Garfield High School.
Yep, graduated from Garfield. Born in Chicago.
Out of bounds, Johnson lost it. And so
that's a good job by Washington, though.
Again.
They sent the second defender at him, AJ. And as a result, he turned that ball over, I think, due to the pressure.
16th turnover forced by the Huskies.
Well, that's the way you do it. You fight over the top of that screen. You get the big man to help. That's just a good job defensively by Washington right there.
Talk about a point forward type of look from Osibor. I don't know if he was the one that got his hands on that one, but he's got 6 steals. He brings that same look on defense, too. He's got active hands like a guard on defense.
He competes. He competes. You can just see his basketball IQ. Like I said, he's not the highest jumping guy or the quickest guy, but he knows how to play. He's been really, really productive. And I think his leadership here late, telling his team to settle down, let's run some time off this clock, has been big.
He was near that play. That was Mason's steal that they gave credit to. Kai Mason's second steal. Diallo gathers. Tough shot. And he's fighting, and that's a held ball.
Well, that's a good job by the freshman, just staying with it.
Either guy
Coach Sprinkle is showing his confidence, putting him in here in the crunch time. And I like the move. I like what I see from Zoom coming off the bench. I wouldn't be surprised, AJ, if he's in the starting lineup pretty soon, because he looks the part, man. He looks like he's going to be a stud player for the Washington Huskies this season.
Been a stabilizing force in his debut as a true freshman. Highly touted recruit. Here's Osibor. Foul down low. The shot was blocked by Rochak, but a foul came in first. And Osibor back in the line.
AJ, he's drawn at least 10 fouls. They haven't all been shooting fouls, but he just knows how to get to the free throw line. He's got to make them.
He's 5 for 12.
He shot that air ball last time at the line. The first one was an air ball, so let's see if he can knock these down.
Well, year in, year out, it's something that, Osibor's been really good at, and Coach Sprinkle's teams have been really good at. Some of the top teams in the country the last few years at Montana State and Utah State at getting to the free throw line. And Osibor draws a lot of fouls. He's done it today. Of course, struggled to make some of the free throws. That, by the way, is the 5th personal foul on Pablo Tamba, their starting 4-man.
I'll tell you what, in my 10 years of calling Husky basketball games, he's the best I've seen in that span, and maybe ever. And when it comes to drawing fouls, I know it's just the first game of the season, but I can tell this is just what he does. He knows how to play.
He once made 15 free throws in a game. This is nothing new, but right now he's getting to the line. He just hasn't been making them tonight.
Well, if he keeps up at the pace he's going, you're going to be saying he once missed 15 free throws in a game because he's struggling here tonight. They're up 7 with 1:10. He's got to make this one.
He listened to you.
There you go. All right, big fella. I'm a fan. I didn't really know what to expect from him. Like I said earlier, I've only seen him play twice last season, but I really like what I see from that young man.
Well, offense, defense here. He's going to come out.
He's not going to be out for long because he wasn't even going to sit down on the bench. Like he was just going to stand up at the scores table and wait. But he did sit down.
8-point cushion. Washington's largest lead was 10. Pull up 3, it's good. And a timeout called by Jim Less.
Well, we haven't mentioned Leo DeBrule's game a lot, but that was a huge streak right there. This one is not over. Oh, we got a double technical foul down there between Ian Nacho and T.Y. Johnson. I'm not sure what happened. We look at Leo DeBrule here, stops on the dime, and yak him. Nothing but bottoms for the Seattle Academy player.
So Eldridge, you mentioned there was a whistle after the fact. It did appear a double technical came in. So let's take an additional look. So
there's T.Y. Johnson and Ian Nacho right there on the right of your screen. Yeah, that was a play on to me. Oh, well, maybe this is where it happened right here. We keep letting it go. Yeah, it is. They hate each other's faces. That's just two competitors, though.
Yeah, but you know what that does? That is a technical foul as a personal foul, and Ian Nacho is fouled out.
Oh, wow. You know, you can get away with that on the playground. You just can't get away with it in college basketball. Two competitors going at it, though. I don't think either coach is going to be mad. They were just competing.
Well, the rest of the way, though, Ian Nacho had been the primary defender on Johnson. He's now done. Johnson picks up his 3rd personal.
Man, Gary Payton would have got kicked out of every game if they're calling that a double take, because all he did was talk smack back in the day. Yeah, he's one of Washington's better perimeter defenders. So let's see. I would assume Zoom Diallo is going to take that responsibility here with 1:03 to go. Huskies up 5. I would imagine he's going to be the guy guarding T.Y., but it is Washington's ball.
It's been a while since DJ Davis was in the game. He comes back in for the first time since early in the second half.
Now Washington has to take care of the ball, expect to get fouled, and knock down their free throws with a minute to play.
Tyler Harris. Now, team foul situation. Washington's been in, or goes into the double bonus with that 10th team foul. Tyler Harris.
What is he historically from the free throw line, AJ?
Yeah, I'm pulling that up for you. He's 68%.
Okay, so this could
in
be
his career.
He knocked that one down.
Coming up, the Big Show delivers highlights, post-game interviews, and complete analysis. That's next, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. The Big Show coming up next.
The Big Show.
Washington still with work to do first. Harris 1 for 2. That's kind of been the story today for Washington.
Yeah, the free throw line has been an Achilles heel for the Huskies.
It stays a 2-score game. Sevilla.
I think that was a 2.
I know, that was close. He missed it anyway, and Washington gets the rebound, draws the foul. They want to get the ball to DJ Davis, who was the nation's leading free throw shooter last year by percentage.
Yeah, he can knock him down, man. 95% from the line, that's pretty impressive.
But they were able to foul Harris first.
Well, they're going to let Harris go to the line, 68%. Yeah, you want to have your best free throw shooters in the game at this point because you know it's going to become a foul contest.
Now introduce official foul number 7, Nico Rocha.
Harris played last year, made the all WCC freshman team as a member of the Portland team. He was first on their roster in rebounding last year. Had a great freshman season and turned that into a move up to the Big Ten.
Yeah, the Portland Pilots. Definitely a huge step up for him. So congratulations. He misses the second one.
Splits the trip, but it's
This
a
one ain't over yet.
game.
Especially with this young man right
Johnson fouled, and he has a chance now for a new career best. He's already matched it with 32. Now going to the free throw line.
here. He's a nice looking player. He's got 32, but he wasn't gunning them up there. They were all shots within the floor of the offense. And he's got 20. That was his 20. He got 22 attempts.
He's made double-figure free throws. He's 10 for 12 at the line.
Yeah, he's been excellent tonight. It's really fun to watch. Good free throw shooter.
Well, if this game somehow were to be extended to an extra period, I don't know who would be left. I mean, there's a lot of foul trouble right now. 2 players have already fouled out for UC Davis.
Oh, he misses the second one.
Iheanacho just fouled out for Washington, and that was a big miss.
Yeah,
So,
smart play though to foul Asabor immediately.
I would say so.
Yeah, put him at the line.
That's the one thing. I mean, if you still got 41.4 left.
A lot of time.
And a team that has not been making free throws tonight. Washington now 15 for 30.
Yeah, you know what they're going to be working on tomorrow in practice. Definitely free throws. 50% from the line.
Thing that plays to the Huskies' favor is they have a cushion and everything is double bonus the rest of the way. No more 1-and-1. That looked good.
Yeah, that did.
Asabor.
Like, calm down, calm down, calm down. I got this.
14 points. Now make it 15 with that. Makes 17 rebounds. 6 steals. What a day in his debut.
That's the second one.
Johnson
Okay.
off the back rim, and there's a foul on Washington going for the rebound.
Husky foul number 9, Zoom Diallo.
Foul goes against Zoom Diallo.
Foul number 3 on Zoom.
It's his 3rd personal, and it's the 8th
Rocha.
team foul, so it's a 1-and-1 here. Rochak makes the first. .3 and a 5-point game. UC Davis, no timeouts left. They do have the arrow. And Washington's going to use one here as this game gets dragged out a little bit.
You know it would. It's a smart philosophy. You got to foul, especially with Washington struggling so much at the free throw line. This one isn't over. 5-point game, 32 seconds left. Especially with a guy like T.Y. Johnson, who's been hot as fire. Get knocked down a 3-point shot. It's not all the way in the bag.
No, they're still kind of one forced turnover away from making this more interesting. Washington also, I'm sure they're hoping, even though he's scoreless tonight in his Washington debut, to get the ball to DJ Davis, the nation's leading free throw shooter last year.
Yeah, 95%. You definitely want the ball in his hands. Been a nice performance by UC Davis. I got to give them some credit. They came in here, got off to a slow start, was down double digits early, but they kept fighting. And they fought their way back in here and made this interesting. Yeah, they've got Danny Sprinkle. They got him a little nervous, I think, over there on the sideline. His first game, his debut as the Washington Huskies coach. Look
Huskies,
at this. They've got 4 guys
it's that
out of
football
bounds.
formation. We see that more and more.
What is this?
They want to get it to Davis. They can't, and they have to use their last timeout. So Washington has emptied the chamber. No more timeouts.
But we did see Jed Fish in here earlier, so maybe they talked to him before the game. Got a couple plays from him. Huge win for the Washington Husky football team over USC on Saturday. That was a big one.
First year for Jed Fish as well as the head coach for Washington. Upcoming schedule for Danny Sprinkle's group. Again, remember that Seattle Pacific game was a late ad, but they play at Nevada. That's going to be a tough one coming up on Saturday. And then they'll have some games back at home. Seattle Pacific, UMass Lowell, Alcorn State, before going to Palm Springs. That's that November 28th date against Colorado State, and they have one a day later as well on the 29th.
Doesn't that sound nice in the middle of November, or the end of November?
The way that it's been out here the last couple weeks, it does sound nice.
Indeed.
So nobody has any timeouts left the rest of the way. UC Davis with the arrow. Washington in the double bonus. And
still a lot of time, AJ. 32.3 seconds. Still a lot of time with the three-point shot. We know Leo DeBrill can hit it, and we know T.Y. Johnson can knock it down. Isaiah Chappelle isn't in the game. He's knocked down a couple threes tonight.
They doubled up DJ Davis on the last inbound attempt and prevented a successful inbound, and the Huskies had to call time.
Well, they put all the players back on the floor. They had 4 guys out of bounds. We got a more traditional inbounds play here.
Again, they're bottling up Davis, so Breidenbach catches, and they wrap up Diallo. So the whole goal, clearly, for UC Davis was to not let Davis get the ball, and they were successful.
It's a good job fouling the freshman, sending him to the line.
Yeah, really not much of a track record to go on with Diallo at this level. He is 2 for 2 tonight from the line in his debut.
I like Zoom's game. You know, I like what I've seen from him in the exhibition game and as well here tonight. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me to see him in that starting lineup at the point guard. He's got great size. He doesn't look to be intimidated by the moment, only being a freshman.
The Tacoma native, Curtis High School. He looks at home here.
Yeah, he was T-Town's finest before he went to the prep school.
This to make it a 3-score game again. He's 4 for 4 at the line.
Down. Yeah, that's big time.
Get it back to T.Y. Johnson. Sneaks in, takes the 2-pointer. No, follow Rochak. Gets it back again and sticks it in again.
Yeah,
no
nice
timeouts
job.
left.
Nice job by Osabor not fouling him, though. Just let him have the bucket. He's still up 5. Don't foul him and give him a and one. They're just not going to let DJ get this ball.
No, they won't. So Mason will go to the free throw line.
Connor Sevilla, third foul. 2 shots the other way.
Third personal on Connor Sevilla. And Makai Mason, he is 67% for his career. Again, played the last 2 years with Rice. Averaged 14 a game last year. Expected to be a big option as a scorer for Washington this season. Has 12 points, 3 assists. And he doesn't get the roll on the first, so this will stay a 2-score game regardless. Washington electing to have the defense back, no rebounders. Time to shoot a 3 here at this point if you're UC Davis.
Yes, sir. You got to. 19.4 left. You don't have a lot of time.
6-point differential.
It's going to take at least 4 or 5 seconds to get the ball up the court.
You would think you have to take a 3.
Yeah, they got to.
Johnson takes it inside.
That's a bad foul right there. Oh, man, that's going to give Danny Sprinkle a heart attack. That's the last thing you want to do, folks, is foul.
Johnson's shaken up. I think he might have got cut. He's holding under his jersey. Saw the replay of the foul there. The training staff, they were looking underneath the jersey of T.Y. Johnson for a second there. Whatever it was, he shook it off. Maybe got scraped down low there. It's kind of how they were behaving, but it's been quite a night for him. 33 points, new career high. Okay, 12.7, 1-1. It's good. Do you think about missing this right here?
I wouldn't. I'd try to make it. We've got Big Wilhelm Breidenbach down there and Tyler Harris. I would try to knock it down.
And he tried to make it, and he made it.
Made it.
Substitute
It's a 4-point
comes in.
game. You just foul as soon as they inbound the ball. Now look at this. They've got DJ Davis taking the ball out of bounds. That's interesting. So maybe he'll throw it in and they'll try to get it right back to him.
Figured.
Yeah.
They weren't getting the ball any other
Foul.
way, and that's what they try to do,
Yeah, that's
and
what
they
they
get
do.
him the ball. And he's wrapped up with 9.8 left.
Smart strategy right there by Danny Sprinkle. Couldn't get it to him with him inbounds, so they put him out of bounds. Just a bad move by UC Davis of not fouling Zoom Diallo right away. Now, wouldn't it be something if DJ goes up there and he misses, though?
Inconceivable that that would happen. Look at that, a clean 95 for 100 last year.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Let's see.
This is his first free throw attempt as a Husky.
On the bottom. 95%, man, that's impressive. I took pride in my free throw shooting, and I never shot 95% in the season. That's outstanding.
A lot of people would kill to go 95% in an empty gym.
Yes,
And he
indeed.
did it in live games and led the country. Makes them both.
That
It's
should do it right there.
still a
If I'm
two-score
Washington,
game.
if I'm Washington, I just let him go. I just let him go to the basket and score.
Yeah, you should probably
Yep, there you
take a
go.
three right there. DeBrule misses the layup, and that will do it. Washington in the Danny Sprinkle debut and their Big Ten debut wins 79-73.